Welcome to Planting Joy Garden. We are outside today and we are in the wonderful time of year. It's winter sowing time. Now, if you don't have a greenhouse, no problem. You can still prepare your seedlings. We are going to be using the winter sowing method. And the thing about the winter sowing method, it solves so many planting problems. See, winter sowing eliminates the need for hardening off seedlings to the outdoors, so no concerns about temperature or lighting. These seeds and seedlings are adjusted to our temperatures because they will germinate outside in natural lighting. There's no worry about fungus nets or soil algae due to the fact that they have full spectrum sunlight. So now that I've opened them up for you, you can see that I'm using cell trays. I'm also using planting cups. And the important thing about winter sowing is that it protects our seeds and seedlings from high winds. There's no need to worry about the damage from hail, sleet, or hard rains because our covers provide shielding for our seedlings. And if that's not good enough, for those of us who have to contend with raccoons, skunks, possums, cats, there's no worries because they cannot get into these containers. It provides some protection for them. And then the last advantage, and in the case of this container, I have garlic. I had garlic planted in this bed, but I have a problem with raccoons and squirrels. If the ground is soft, they will actually start digging it out. So, what I've had to do is pick up those garlic cloves that were everywhere where I didn't plant them. And I put them in little cups here. And these are tearaway cups. These are the dollar store paper thin cups that I can actually slit and place them down into their permanent home so that the bulbs can actually sit here and develop roots and grow, giving me plenty of time to find a home for them, which is the final advantage of winter sowing. You can get your seasons started. No worry about being too early or being too late. Let Mother Nature take over. So winter sowing truly solves a lot of problems for you. So, follow along as I set up winter sowing containers. So, winter sowing is super easy. All you need is cell trays, whatever you have, yogurt containers, any kind of containers, old potting cups, milk jug, whatever you want. You just need to make sure that you put your seeds into some soil, that you provide a cover that is clear or translucent, and that there is holes in the cover to allow raindrops, snowdrops, hail to get through. Some kind of precipitation needs to be able to get through the cover. And then the last thing you need is some kind of a bottom tray. You can use anything. I use a lid and I just simply poked holes to ensure that this container is always draining. Now, I prefer cell trays because that means I can put a bunch of various seeds into one place, water them all at the same time. I can easily remove my seedlings because I have them in divided trays, planting one or two or three seeds per cell. I use these so I can easily remove them without damaging the roots. So this is just my preference. However you winter sow is great. Just make sure you have drainage on the bottom and away for air and water to enter on the top. The seeds I'm winter sowing are all cold hardy leafy greens and or flowers. Um, and these are plants that are transplanted easily and are readily self-sown. So I'll be sowing some Ford hook Swiss chard, some spinach, some lettuce. Now, my packet says corn salad, but it's actually red oak leaf lettuce. Every time I plant it, it comes out red oak leaf lettuce. And I will be doing some baby choy, which is the pak choy here. And I've got them all planted up. I'm using these small 12 cell trays, and these trays have the root trainers to trim the roots, and they're also pop out trays. So it'll be really easy for me to remove the seedlings from the tray. Now, one thing about spinach, spinach does not like its roots disturbed. But because I'm using this pop out tray, I will be able to pop it all out without disturbing the roots, and I'll plant it into a nice size hole. I'm also going to be winter sowing some lavender. Lavender, like most herbs and perennial flowers, it needs a period of cold stratification or temperatures below 40 degrees, or also called chill hours. It requires some chill hours. So, in fact, in addition to the leafy green vegetables, um, all herbs and many perennial flowers benefit from a winter sow. Now, the thing about winter sowing, this winter sowing that I have here is actually my first sowing. And the advantage of winter sowing is that I can start these seedlings out. And when it's planting time, after my first frost, then I would do my second sowing, which will be a direct sowing. By dividing up between a winter sow and a direct sow in the spring, it prevents me from having a glutton of leafy green vegetables. Thanks for joining me in the garden. Plant some joy. And this is the will of him who sent me, that everyone who sees the Son and believes in him may have everlasting life, and I will raise him up at the last day. John 6, verse 40.